Money was never meant to rule humanity, yet it became the invisible god we all serve. And its modern form, the dollar, did not simply rise through genius or luck, but through carefully engineered moments of crisis, manipulation, and belief. Each step hid another layer of control, another illusion of freedom. And as the dollar rose, humanity slowly fell under its silent command. In the beginning, money was tangible gold and silver, honest metals pulled from the earth. Each coin holding the weight of real labor, but power despised limits, and gold was heavy, slow, finite. The dream of infinite value, created without sweat, became the ambition of those who learned that control over money meant control over life itself. As empires traded and collapsed, one idea remained immortal: the idea that value could be printed from promises. When America was born, it was young and fragile, its people fueled by ideals of independence and hard work. But the seeds of financial domination were being planted. The first, central banks rising like hidden temples behind the flag of democracy. Though presidents like Andrew Jackson fought them, the bankers returned, always patient, always waiting for crises. 'Cause crises breeds surrender. By 1913, the stage was ready, and on a private island cloaked in darkness, the most powerful financiers met to write a new scripture for the modern world: the Federal Reserve Act. A law that handed the creation of money to private hands, disguised as public servants, a machine that could create dollars from nothing, lend them to the government at interest, and control the rhythm of prosperity and despair. From that moment, every dollar became debt, every boom a setup for collapse, and the cycle began, invisible but unstoppable. World War I tested the system and proved its power. The presses ran endlessly, fortunes were made, and nations were chained by loans that could never be repaid. Yet when the war ended, the illusion of victory masked the deeper truth. Real winners were those who printed the money, not those who fought. The roaring 20s glowed with artificial light, until the crash of 1929 ripped away the curtain. Millions lost everything, while the architects of debt quietly consolidated more control. The Great Depression taught the world a cruel lesson. When money dies, power shifts. As people begged for relief, new programs emerged, new dependencies formed, and the belief in paper was restored through desperation, not faith. Then came World War II, the greatest transfer of wealth in history, financed again by debt. When the smoke cleared, America stood alone with the gold, the factories, and the printing press. In 1944, at Bretton Woods, a new world order was born: one currency to bind them all. The dollar pegged to gold, every other currency pegged to the dollar. A pyramid of trust built on a foundation already cracking. Yet no one dared question it, because the alternative was chaos. For decades, the system worked or seemed to as Europe rebuilt, Asia industrialized, and America lived beyond its means, importing goods, exporting paper. The world revolving around green ink and blind faith. But by the late 1960s, the math stopped working. Gold reserves drained, inflation rose, and foreign nations began demanding gold instead of promises. In 1971, President Nixon made the fateful announcement: the dollar would no longer be backed by gold. The final tether to reality was severed, and humanity entered a new age of monetary illusion, where value existed only in numbers and confidence. From that moment on, the dollar became the world's religion, its worth determined by belief, enforced by oil, and maintained by military might. The petrodollar system ensured that every nation needed dollars to buy energy, making the United States the high priest of global trade, printing wealth while others labored for it. For decades, this illusion fueled growth, technology, and the mirage of endless prosperity. But underneath, something dark was forming. Debt grew faster than production. Speculation replaced creation. The gap between rich and poor widened into a chasm. Each crisis.com bubble. The 2008 collapse. The pandemic printing spree was treated not as a warning but as an opportunity to print more, to push the illusion further, to buy time while selling the future. Humanity forgot what money even meant. It was no longer a measure of labor or a reward for effort. It was a tool of control, a digital leash tightening around every transaction. every dream, every life. As the world rushed into the age of technology, the dollar adapted again, turning from paper to digits, from wallets to databases, from freedom to surveillance. The same system that promised opportunity began harvesting behavior, data, and compliance, replacing gold with algorithms and liberty with convenience. Nations that resisted faced sanctions, inflation, or war. The dollar's empire grew not through trade but through dependency, until even those who despised it could not escape it. Now, as central banks experiment with digital currencies and the concept of cash fades into history, humanity stands at the edge of a new paradox. The dollar's strength is its weakness, its global dominance built on global debt, and the more the world borrows, the more it kneels. Every child born today enters the world owing invisible chains of credit. Every society trapped in a cycle of growth that can never end, because the system collapses without expansion yet. Infinite growth is impossible on a finite planet. Inflation becomes the silent confession of the system's failure, a constant erosion of value disguised as progress. Still, we celebrate higher numbers, rising markets, and record profits as if they were signs of success, not symptoms of decay. The truth is simple, yet unbearable. The dollar's rise was not humanity's triumph, but its transformation a shift from tangible value to synthetic wealth, from independence to dependence, from creation to consumption, as new powers rise from China's digital yuan to decentralized currencies born from Koda empire of paper faces its reckoning. But even if the dollar falls, the system that created the idea that money can be conjured, that debt can replace value, that control can be invisible will remain, unless humanity remembers what was lost. The story of the dollar is the story of belief turned into a weapon, of trust turned into profit, of nations trading their souls for convenience. It is a mirror reflecting how far we have drifted from reality, and how willingly we built our own cage. In the end, the fall will not come from an explosion, but from exhaustion. When faith runs out, when people realize the emperor's clothes were printed, not woven. When that moment comes, the collapse will not just be economic but spiritual, a reckoning for a century of illusions. Yet within the ruin lies a chance, a whisper of redemption, because the same hands that built this system can choose to unlearn it, to rediscover the true meaning of value, cooperation, and creation. Until then, the dollar will continue its reign, a paper crown over a crumbling kingdom. Its power derived not from strength, but from forgetfulness. Humanity, still chasing numbers on screens, will wonder how it lost its freedom in pursuit of something that never truly existed. For in the secret history of the dollar's rise lies the map of humanity's fall, a story not of money, but of memory, and the price we paid for mistaking illusion for truth. This story ends, not with a scream, but with a reflection, a caution, and a call to awaken before the illusion becomes permanent.